Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Lisa, and today we're talking about a pretty serious and controversial topic: whether certain actions by someone in the military should result in a dishonorable discharge. And more importantly, we're going to look at how the military handles these situations under the UCMJ. That's the Uniform Code of Military Justice. If you've ever heard people say something was a UCMJ moment, or that someone should be dishonorable discharged, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Alright, before we get into the drama or the examples, let's ensure we're all on the same page. A dishonorable discharge is the worst kind of discharge a service member can receive. It's not like just getting fired from a civilian job. This kind of discharge usually happens after a military court finds someone guilty of a grave offense. We're talking about things like desertion, sexual assault, drug trafficking, or crimes that go against the military's values and the law. It comes with serious consequences, like losing all military benefits and having a criminal record that sticks with you for life. And how does that all work? That's where the UCMJ comes in, the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Think of it like the military's legal system. It covers everything from minor rule breaking, like being late to formation, all the way up to major crimes, like assault or treason. It exists to keep order and discipline in the military, which is super important because military units depend on trust, respect, and structure to function, especially during missions or combat. So let's paint a picture here. Let's say there's a service member, we'll call her Sergeant X. Now let's imagine Sergeant X does something really serious while on active duty. Maybe she steals government equipment, or worse, she breaks the law in a way that endangers her unit. If her chain of command decides the incident is too serious for just a warning or some administrative punishment, then it might be time for a court-martial. That's the military's version of a criminal trial. During a court-martial, a panel, kind of like a jury, is going to hear evidence, listen to witnesses, and decide if Sergeant X is guilty. If she is, they also decide the punishment. If the offense is serious enough, the punishment can include time in military prison, reduction in rank, forfeiture of pay, and yes, a dishonorable discharge. But here's the question: is a dishonorable discharge always the right punishment? I mean, it's a permanent stain on someone's life. You lose your VA benefits, and your right to own a firearm, and good luck getting a decent job with a dishonorable discharge on your record. It's essentially a felony conviction. So yeah, it's a big deal. On the flip side, the military holds service members to a very high standard for a reason. The whole system is built on trust, responsibility, and professionalism. If someone breaks that trust in a major way, should they be allowed to stay in or leave with anything less than the harshest consequences? Especially if their actions put others at risk or damage the military's reputation. Let's go back to our fictional example. Let's say Sergeant X knowingly disobeyed direct orders, smuggled something illegal, or shared classified info. These aren't just slip-ups, they're serious breaches. Now, some people might argue she needs help, not punishment. Maybe she had PTSD or other personal struggles. Others would say, nope. She knew what she was doing. She put lives at risk. She disrespected the uniform. So what's the right answer? Now, here's an important detail: there's a range of discharges in the military. A dishonorable discharge is just one of them. Others include general discharge, other than honorable, and bad conduct discharge. They all mean different things and carry different consequences. For example, a bad conduct discharge is also serious but doesn't carry quite the same stigma or lifelong penalties as a dishonorable discharge. So the question becomes, should every serious mistake lead to the worst possible punishment? Or should there be room for context, like mental health, combat stress, or personal hardship? Some believe the system is too rigid and doesn't always take those things into account. Others argue that if the military gets too soft, discipline and order will break down. And let's not ignore this. Sometimes people in the military mess up because they didn't ask for help or they felt like they couldn't. Mental health stigma is real, even in 2025. If someone is suffering, shouldn't we give them a chance to recover, instead of throwing the book at them right away? But again, it depends on what they did. Some actions are just unforgivable in the military world. If Sergeant X did something that put her fellow soldiers in danger or completely undermined the mission, some would argue that the dishonorable discharge is the right move. even if it's harsh. So, what do you think? Should the military be more flexible with its punishments? Or should dishonorable discharges stay on the table for the worst offenses, even when personal issues are involved? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you found this video helpful, informative, or even just interesting, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content about military life, legal breakdowns, and real talk about the system. Share this with a vet, an active duty member, or anyone with strong opinions on justice and discipline. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay informed, and take care out there.